Welcome back to the Taking the Lead Media Podcast, broadcasting from the island of Oahu. Hi, my name is Onofre, and welcome to episode 180. Thank you for checking out this episode. It's another special one. I have a guest, Gavin of the hardcore band Ikaika, currently based on the island of Maui, joins me on this episode. The song you just heard is a track from Ikaika's first release, a demonstration of Pacific Fury. The song is called Endless Battle. Two different versions of the hard copy were assembled, handcrafted, and put together by the people at Knives Out Records, based out in Paris. The Hammer and Nail are the two different versions, both sold out on Bandcamp, but I think copies of either may be available through Panda Records. Shout out to the homie Ryan. I haven't checked, but he still may have copies on his website. Panda Records. Yes. It was great to finally meet Gavin. I've been aware of his work for a little bit now, and it was a real treat to finally see Ikaika in full band form in April for the speed shows. Members of Weight of Sin filled in, as well as another musician. Didn't see him in any projects or previous projects, but I did see him, or I do see him at shows every now and then, and just recently saw that they joined Emergency Contact on second guitar. I still need to see Emergency Contact though. Yes. Ikaika played night one at the speed shows in April, and it was amazing. He's working on coming back to Oahu, hopefully soon. Hard copies of the band's latest EP is in the works. Of War and Mana is the name of that EP. Gavin was really sweet. We both nerded out on a lot of music. He introduced me to some new bands, and I recommended some to him as well. I asked about his perspective of the Maui scene, and we get a little bit into his background, and we also get into the origins of Ikaika and touch base on both EPs. I'll be playing a track from Of War and Mana, followed by my chat with Gavin, but before that, some social media drops. Be sure to check out this podcast website, takingtheleadmedia.com. Check out the site for past episodes, links to the respective bands on today's episode, timestamps, and the Once in the Blue Moon review. I also do have the one-shot sideshow mini episodes featuring just one track. Be on the lookout for those. You'll get them too if you're already subscribed to this podcast. Do check out the podcast on Apple Podcasts if you haven't already, and hit that subscribe button too. If you got time to spare, please do leave a review and star rating for the show. Help the podcast climb the charts and suggest any improvements with the show. Do recommend the show to a friend. They may just find their new favorite band on a future episode. Hit me up on X, formerly Twitter, at TTLM Podcast. Please send love, comments, questions, music submissions, recommendations, and any other general correspondence to my email, takingtheleadmedia@gmail.com. I'm also active on Instagram at takingtheleadmedia. And do swing by the YouTube channel at Taking the Lead Media. I'm releasing content every day and have been for a while now. Hit that subscribe button if you'd be so kind. Much thanks to everyone who's been checking out the channel, subscribed, and leaving kind words in the comments. So this next track is the opener to Of War and Mana, PFHC, Pacific Fury Hardcore, and it'll be followed by my chat with Gavin. Again, many thanks to Gavin for taking time out of his busy schedule to have a video chat with me from Maui. I appreciate you. My name is Onofre, and I'll be signing off until the next Taking the Lead Media podcast. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay positive. You're doing great. Thanks for listening. This is my chat with Gavin of Ikaika.
Hey yo, listen up. This shit be looking too soft right now. So I think it's about time we put the heart back in hardcore. There ain't no safe spaces here. This is war music. You're from hard times for tough minds. Introduce it. Bring that rain straight. Ikaika 2026, back up in the mix with a full clenched fist. Coming for the throat, rubbing to the throat. Right on top, will run, coast to coast. Another breakthrough. What time is young? You son of a... Don't stay. But that rat through me. Run, run, run. Stop.
Well, hey, Gavin, thank you so much for jumping on this podcast. I appreciate you, man.
Of course.
And awesome show at Speed.
Appreciate that. Yeah, that was an unforgettable night.
Was that the first time playing on Oahu as Ikaika?
Yes.
Nice.
Yep, absolutely. First time playing in Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was a full circle moment.
Nice. How did you... So it was the guys from Weight of Sin, right?
Yes.
How'd you connect with those guys?
I met Nick way before through, I think, the clothing brand, Still Proud, that I run. And then, I was coming over to Oahu for whatever. My wife, does concert photography or whatever, so we're going to be over there. And, he's like, yeah, I want to, pick up some gear. So I brought him some gear and stuff. And then we just ended up nerding out, about hardcore and shit. So that's how I initially met him.
Nice.
And that was, Ikaika, I think, had already started. But still kind of a digital project and whatnot. There was no talks of whatever, putting a band together to play Ikaika, within Hawaii or whatnot. But yeah, it was just mutual love for hardcore, and then that's how our relationship started.
Nice. And Ikaika, the project, started in 2023.
Yep, 2023, about in October of 2023. So August 8th was the fires.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's when, like I had my homie in Florida, Josh Couture, who, passed early on in the project's beginnings,
Yeah.
had like always, those are my best friends. In Florida, when I lived in Florida, our bands, mutual bands will play together, kept in contact over the years, and he always like pressed me about like starting a digital project. I'm like, man, I know if I do this, I'm gonna do it and become obsessed with it. And I had just then had a family, a
Yeah.
baby and whatnot, got married, full time job, and then the clothing brand on the side. I was like, I just can't, man. But then the fires happened. Um, and then I hit him up. I was like, yo, man, I got some shit to say now. I need
Yeah.
to do this. I have to do this because I don't know how else to get all this shit out. That was the most traumatic event up to that point in my life.
Hmm.
Um, Never been depressed, never been one, of that kind of mind state, but I was just lost.
Yeah.
Um, so he agreed to do it, and then, right away we just started writing. Yeah, and then that's kind of how it started.
Nice.
Got off the ground.
A demonstration of Pacific Fury. That's a very solid EP, and it's only got 4 songs, but those are 4 solid songs.
Yeah, yep, 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 yep. We first started writing. Hammer and Nail would be the first track we started working on.
Oh,
Didn't
okay.
have a name at the time. But I was like, yo, Josh, this is what, like I'm gonna make this song about us, like how this band became to be. But then, unbeknownst to us, within 2 weeks, about a minute of that song written, that's when he passed away.
Mm.
So, you already add the trauma of Lahaina, my birthplace town, the
Yeah.
place that I love, more than anywhere. Was gone for a long time and then came back to start a family of my own, and that's gone. And then 2 months later, my best friend, one of my best friends,
Yeah.
who I finally start this band with, just passes away. And it was super hard to deal with, but it was almost like a blessing in disguise or a double-edged sword, whatever you would call it. It's like
Yeah.
it took on a new mission. Like the Ikaika wasn't just started because I needed a outlet to get all this shit out. Now it became like the purpose was, I gotta do this to honor my fucking best friend and
Yeah.
his legacy. Because like in Tampa, he's a legend over there. I mean, he played in so many bands, been part of the scene for so long, and like, just how do I, honor him right through this band we just started? And it's almost like he was like, yo, here's one last parting gift. Here's the band that you've always wanted to do. Here it is. Have some fun
Yeah.
with it. So
Wow. This came out of that. That's
yes,
super dope.
yeah. Ikaika was started because of the fires, and then carried on initially in his honor.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
super dope. Awesome, man.
yeah.
This is not how this was supposed to fucking be good. So brothers united in friendship because of day I'm sad. We started this just for fun. When now you're gone, I know I carry on. Whether it was said or not, no one not fail. We'll bring my brothers came back. You never want to know. Not even death can stop this now. Not even oceans will crush it down. Crush it down. Not life and death can stop this now. Not even oceans will crush it down. Mama lady, empty bubbles. To all the homies and strays and toes. To a man that should be here. Forever memories are young. Not even death can stop this now. Not even oceans will crush it down. Goodbye. Get your friends close. Never let them go. Tomorrow isn't promised. Neither is today.
So, born and raised in Lahaina, and then you went to Florida.
Yep.
And then stayed there for a little while. Tell me about the scene in Florida. I'm so interested now.
So Florida is obviously a giant state.
Yeah.
And there are so many pockets of scenes. I mean,
Yeah.
you got like your Miami scene, you got your Central Florida, like Orlando, and then Tampa, and then on the East Coast of Florida, you got Daytona Beach.
Wow.
But then in the north, like in Jacksonville and Gainesville, you've got that scene too.
Yeah.
And then pockets of bands all in between. It's insane. Like I mean, it's like where I ended up was like Cape Coral, Fort Myers, which kind of the borders also Naples, which is a little further south.
Mm.
But like, and at that time when I first, I didn't know what hardcore was. It came in from like the new metal type shit. Like I remember like technically my first hardcore show without knowing that hardcore was seeing like Grade and Reach the Sky at the Fort
Wow.
Myers skate park. And then my first film would be like Until the End at like this VFW hall where Fear and Weapons meet.
VFW
Shit.
halls.
But it's like, but when I started playing in band, yeah, VFW halls, that's the token like mainland, like where hardcore shows
What
began,
I've only
basically.
heard about those in zines.
Yeah, no, and it's like the strangest shit ever because it's all veterans, like
Yeah.
just getting fucking, drunk as shit at their little bar, but then they happen to rent it out to these crazy ass fucking hoodlums that just have karate going on while this chaotic music's happening. It's wild.
Wow.
But like, yeah, to get back to where I was, like, so Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Naples. Like when I started playing, I started in a new metal band first. That was like my gateway into hardcore. It was hardcore was what I was always searching for. Like I'd be that kid, like at what a fucking new metal show, just like pointing my finger, singing along, like
Yeah.
weird. Always looking for the underground bands. I didn't give a shit about the mainstream ones. Anyways,
For sure.
so we had in those three areas, we had these disjointed scenes. So when I started merging my new metal band into a hardcore band, I'd meet the hardcore bands from Naples and then Fort Myers, and they were disjointed pockets. So like out of my love for the music, I partnered up with this cat Vince Perfetto that used to run this. It used to be called Get in the Pit. It was a radio program, late night, of course, playing all the underground metal and hardcore shit.
Nice.
So we brought all those pockets together, and another kind of like place, a safe haven besides VFW halls where hardcore shows would happen would be churches. Oddly enough.
Yes.
So we met
Christian
the
hardcore.
most like awesome freaking pastor that didn't give a shit about like not trying to like convert the youth, blah blah blah. Never preached, nothing like that.
Yeah.
He just wanted to bring kids in,
Nice.
And we had access to the First United Methodist Church in downtown Fort Myers, giant church, huge stage. Capacity, you could probably fit like 500 kids in there at least.
Wow.
He gave us free range for that. So we had a venue, and that's when we brought like all those three, city or towns all together in one area, built a scene up from all these disjointed pockets.
Wow.
And that's probably had happened in Florida multiple times, but yeah, like to sum up Florida, it's like 10 scenes with all different kinds of like walks of life. Like Miami, that's like the ghetto, G'd out, hard, hard scene and shit.
Wow.
Yeah, it's Florida's insane, man. Like doesn't get enough credit for all the bands that come out of there, but the scene is strong. Especially where I left off in Tampa.
Yeah. Could I get like your perspective of like the Maui scene and what like I guess you remembered and what you kind of see it as now? And because then me just being on Oahu, all I had was like compilation CDs and just the internet, just to tell me about the Maui scene. And some bands would come down and play, and so those were very few though. But yeah, like, what is your perspective of like the Maui scene?
So I'm not an OG in the Maui scene. I left. When my parents got well, I was born and raised in Lahaina. When my parents got divorced, I was probably 8, 9, or 10. That's when mom moved away, and I went with mom over to Florida. So I wasn't in my music phase at that point. So I came back 2014. What I know from that point on is Maui does not necessarily have a hardcore scene. I would say at all. There is, I mean, like the bands I'm cognizant of now are like the Minorities, who are from like Wailuku. So that's kind of like the longest standing punk band that I know of. And then of course, there's a thrash, like metal scene, which the band like Pilau is one that comes to mind. Prior to that, I'm not that skilled on Maui's underground music. But like the Pilau guys, there's unbeknownst to most, there's a fest called Volcanic Strikes here, which is annually. I think the third one is the one. I went to day one of it. That just happened a couple months back, which brings together like kind of the most like obscure, like let's say like death metal, grindcore, blackened punk.
Very obscure.
But it's kind of growing in a sense. Like the second year, Exhumed played.
Oh yeah,
that was the biggest band that I could think, like gore metal, legends or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like they're starting to kind of pay an ode to, I guess, well, not modern because Exhumed was around for a while, but notable names versus like a Witch Vomit, black metal band that you probably don't know about unless you're really in that scene.
Or there's a band called Velocity, but with an
S. Velocity.
Instead of a
Velocity.
C.
I met those dudes and they're dope as fuck. Like the first night a couple months back. A lot of really good thrash bands and whatnot. That they bring in. But yeah, that's kind of, that was the one that I could think of.
Yeah.
As far as on the metal tip, and then there's some kind of, I don't know, maybe shoegazy or what have you.
Yeah.
Type of bands, but I haven't necessarily been out to one of the shows at like a Request Music to see it. So
sure, every time I see video of Request Music, like it turns out like there's a lot of kids out there. So I'm like, wow, that's kind of cool.
And as I said, like like Blood Money from Oahu had come over. I think it was maybe 1 or 2 years ago. And from the hardcore side. Coming from Oahu and stuff, but they said they had a good time. They said, it was a dope show and stuff.
Nice.
But we don't have that scene here that knows about it, like where you're at, on Oahu. Oahu's like the motherland of hardcore within Hawaii.
This song is dedicated to all the lives lost on August 8, 2023. In my hometown of Lahaina, Maui. From day one, our community has served as an example to the world of how you come together in a time of need. With little assistance, and the road ahead may be long, but the spirit of this culture is no stranger to resilience. The world may have forgotten about us, but we remain. Lahaina, fucking strong! Lahaina, fucking strong! Lahaina, fucking strong! Lahaina, fucking strong! We awoke! No power, no signal, no warning, no danger. The kind of words. The catalyst of death that we had no chance. Now it's past. Little did we know that was unfolding as one of sons. The kids that know when you can be their last. Do you see the tears we hold? Can you feel the pain that never Will the system fail you? How would you feel knowing that you ain't the police? A strong historical community that was once the royal capital of King Kamehameha. Now a desolate, charred remnant at the hands of corporate economic homelessness, suicide. This is the new norm that we never rest for. We have a chance to claim what's ours. We have a chance to claim what's ours. We have a chance to write the rules. We have a chance to restore our vision. We have a chance. We never get up.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but hardcore Maui in particular is like, I guess, I mean, obviously, all my homies here, when I was like, what, okay, when are you going to play on Maui? I'm like, it's going to happen. It's just, needs the right show. Like,
Yeah.
what's kind of funny is, have you ever heard that band Aurora Wave? It's like a reggae metal band.
Oh yes, yes. They played here recently,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yes, they played here too.
Nice.
I went to go. They were opening up for the Expendables, but
Oh,
I
wow.
came specifically. The Expendables are badass too, but I specifically wanted to catch their set because I was
Yeah.
trying to talk to them a little bit. Brought a CD, missed it because I got off work late, but met them after,
Yeah.
and they're like, gave us the CD and shit. And he listened to it. He's like, yo, like, follow us or whatever. He's like, dude, when we come back, we want to do a mixed genre show and then have you guys
Wow.
open. Because they're like, they've done like fucking, collabs with like the Ghost Inside Singer or Attila, like a lot of metalcore, top tier bands or whatever. But like, I'm like, that would be an interesting show because we only have like, so there's the venue, the Playground,
Mm.
which is kind of way smaller than like the Mac, which is, the big place where you have
Yeah.
all the giant, like whatever, Major Ranger Fest and whatnot.
Mm.
But yeah, so I don't know. I'm trying to think of when we'd, because I would love to, I mean, shit. If we thought like Request Music is the other one where a lot
Yeah.
of bands play, small little record shop in Waluku. I think it's, like being that typically the turnout there in particular is so young. It's like kids don't really know what they're into until they hear something, and fuck, I mean, Ikaika ever played there? Like
Yeah.
shit. That might be the gateway to kids, getting into all this shit. So it's like, but I don't know. It's hard to be a hardcore band and play in a place where there's not hardcore,
Oh yeah, for
unless I bring in all the Oahu goons
sure. That's
and
right.
then they show them.
So, this is
But
how.
yeah,
Wow.
exactly.
What was it? The author of the that local unrest book.
So,
I talked to him a little bit, and he said, I think it's the ages 12 to 16. That's like all that music in between those two ages is the one you'll
yep,
listen to forever. Basically,
most
that kind of,
impressionable, 100%.
yeah. So that's all that, and so for me, that's Epitaph, Nitro Records,
Yeah,
Pennywise, all
yep,
that.
100%. And then now, I mean, shit, man, you got like Knock Loose, like
Mm,
playing Jimmy Kimmel,
wow.
like the biggest, like that was probably the biggest showcase of somebody coming from our scene, and then fucking on national television,
Yeah.
and then Turnstile. So the
Oh
kids
yeah.
kind of, like they may first listen to these bands. Obviously, they are not going to dig into the history unless they love the band and then dig more into it, whatever.
Yeah.
But like the youth are so impressionable as we were.
Mm,
And then Amon in particular, it's crazy because like there's interesting like hardcore kids and well men here, I would say. Like
mm.
neighbor, Matt Myrtle used to play Grimlock. Remember the band Grimlock? Like this is
Oh
the
okay.
late '90s. Used to
Yeah.
came up with the freaking Hatebreed, Matt Ball. Used to tour with
Wow.
them. Played New England Metal Fest, Hellfest. Very influential band. Did it, broke up a little bit before, but could have been the next Hatebreed, and following in that track or
Yeah.
whatever. That's my daughter's our daughters are best friends, and that's my tattoo artist.
Wow.
And then I'm like walking around Target one day in this jersey, this Florida Enemy jersey, and this random looking dude, like you could not tell. He just no tattoos, nothing. Just looked like
Mm.
older than us. I was like, "Yo, sick jersey." I'm like, "Oh, okay, thanks." Thinking he's like, "Oh, that looks cool," you know. But then he stops me outside, and just so happens his name's Joe. He tours with Bane, like does a lot of their merch or like TMing, and knows all these fucking bands. And we connected. I'm like, shit, dude, you know Bane? I want Bane to play out here. Like it's crazy, and hardcore is such a small world,
Yeah, yeah,
Just because of the scene here, there's so many old heads that love the music and are just waiting
yeah.
for a show, you know. And I guess
Um,
Ikaika is, for Maui is particularly that.
the speed shows, yeah, that's what I was looking for. Like I was telling you earlier,
Oh,
um, speed was the bonus, and for me, it was to see Kaika for the first time. Third Degree, it's been a minute since I last saw them, and I got to see Aswang twice, like 2 days in a
yeah,
row, and
yeah.
Switch, and then Sumer. So those were and Mara Bloom, very
Uh-huh.
solid openers, and then just ending the night with Speed on both nights was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and also I gotta let you know that I caught some friendly fire from you on night two.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I
Oh,
got
tonight.
I got your heel into my right thigh, and I was like, ah.
Okay. I was wondering because no, okay, so it's my heel because my like
Oh yeah,
left
yeah,
forearm was hurting, and then I saw the video of like this kind of like short kid behind me like catching it on top of his head. So I was just making sure it wasn't that one.
oh okay. That
But
that short kid. That was me probably. No, I'm just kidding.
it's funny because if I ever saw you, I'd be like, dude, sorry.
No, I was like,
I'm I'm
it's
I'm,
all good.
I'm like the crazy old guy that like well, I kind of am. Like remember the like if you came up, I don't know if the scene was violent here when you were first getting into it, but like versus mainland when you catch a mainland show,
Oh,
like
dude.
Jesus Christ, you knew the scary guys, scary old guys
Yeah,
that like when they
yeah.
fucking mosh, you just disappeared.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I guess I kind of am that guy now,
We're
but
those
I'm
guys
not
now.
that guy that's just gonna keep the crap. I don't necessarily crap punch,
Yeah.
but I will always say sorry.
That's all good.
So
What was
sorry.
it? I see. I see the kids. They're going 100%, but like to keep up, like I feel like I gotta go like 300, and I'm like I'm going hard every like. All it takes
Yeah,
is one knock in my chin. I'm like I'm
yeah,
done.
yeah,
I'm done.
100%.
It's
Yeah,
like
we gotta like worry about like functionality, like jobs or career wise, or if you got kids,
yeah,
like the
right, right.
functionality. It's like, hey, goddamn, like, dude, like, thankfully, this is the only show that, like, yeah, my forearm hurt. That was it. The last Tsunami Haywire weekend, like, fucking, I had like my hand was numb, like
Oh
from my
no.
elbow to my like last three fingers. So I got out pretty good,
Yeah, I
all
felt it
things
in my
considered.
shoulder as I knew I'm swinging my
Okay.
arm too much
Yeah.
then.
Well, it's stretching. We forget to do
Oh yeah,
that.
never again. I will never forget.
It's old man rage.
Yeah,
Uh,
right on.
we got real life problems to deal with versus the younger kids. So we're literally like fighting for our lives, like fighting against our wives and all the shit they said to us.
Yeah. Oh man, and some of these kids, like man, I'm just like, oh, it's just inches
Yeah.
away from like their foot. I'm like, oh, dude,
Yeah.
like, okay, just chill out. I'm gonna stand over here then.
Right.
Right on. Um, can I ask you what's on your current playlist?
Ooh. Man.
And it could be. It doesn't have to be like current. It can be like, oh, I've been
Okay.
listening to this old album for a little while now.
Let's see. Well, uh, like my heart before the devil.
Hmm.
For speed.
Okay.
In,
Nice.
in memoriam of the show. Yeah, this is an odd playlist. For some reason, well, because fucking, I think, was it Switch played, was it Switch or some more? Did they play the Billie Jean song?
Oh, okay.
The Memphis will be laying the waste. So for some reason, like, I think I started listening to that today, and then Reign Supreme.
Oh,
If you remember Reign Supreme, or the Fallen Dreams,
wow.
and like Reason on the hip hop tip.
Yeah.
Cat Live, and then Benny the Butcher. My shit's all around the place.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you
But
a physical media guy? Like, do you still collect records or CDs and stuff?
I there's two things I'm happy I did not get into collecting for the sake of my bank account:
Oh,
records and sneakers. However, um, on the vinyl tip, I mean, there's some OG records I want to collect, but no, I never got into all
okay.
of that.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
This is a place where I'm felt free. For 21 years, it's my therapy. It can be a voice, second family. It's on me on the rise of a life's reality. They don't need to understand what this means to you and me. When life shoots on down, the reality's got visuals. I need this release, like a heartbeat in my chest. This thing of ours, it transcends music. A self-fast mentality we call hardcore. That's hardcore crime. Hardcore crime. Faces. The plastic sense. Yet I'm still here. Jump round until the end. Run to the end. Run to the end. Rush on it to think of who and where we're being. Without this scene, then the lights given me. All these years of purpose. Life's ups and downs, and its uncertainty. At least I've got this to give me peace. This is my sanctuary. This is my sanctuary.
Of War and Mana. Solid EP. American by Force, Sanctuary, PFHC, the opening track. Like, I tried to learn the words because that song, like, what when you guys started playing, I was like, yes.
That's an ignorant track.
Put the hard back in hardcore. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, very solid. Tell me a little bit about that, behind that.
Yep. So, I mean, with every, like, I mean, we've only had two releases for Ikaika, the demo and then this EP. But I write these songs, I write these lyrics, like, this might be the last thing I ever do. So, if they're very intentional, very personal lyrics. I mean, there's a song for my daughter that the third track, Autumn.
Autumn. Nice.
That's a
Yes.
song for her that if you listen to the lyrics, like that she can play, words of encouragement through life that
Mm.
she can play long when I'm gone. If she ever wants to hear his dad's voice. Um,
Wow. That's sweet.
um, so I try to, I mean, even though there's 5 songs on there, I try to jam in any topic I really wanted to cover. You know, um, like yeah, PFHC. That was a very important track to me because like I want a Hawaii anthem to unite these kids behind
Nice.
because I don't think they've had any track like that in the past.
Mm.
And that's very important to a scene's identity is just having pride from your scene, and most people, mainline wise or freaking global wise, do not realize that there's a hardcore scene here, and that
Yeah.
pissed me off. So I was like, you know what? No, I want this to be whatever. Wish out Hawaii hardcore, and Pacific Fury hardcore is, basically AKA Hawaii hardcore. It's
Yeah.
just a kind of moniker that, it came up with. Um, but just instill pride among the kids here and have an identity. Yeah, we're a fucking Hawaii hardcore scene. Like this is what we are. Um, and then, Sanctuary song track 2 is all about, it's essentially a love letter to hardcore.
Wow. Nice.
Because I've been listening to this music for over 2 decades, and there has not been one thing that I've been into longer than hardcore. Like it's just been the soundtrack to my life, and then I got into playing it. It's motivated, inspired me, picked me up when I'm down, et cetera, et cetera. So that's kind of why, like, there's the hardcore pride lyric in there that like came from like the New York hardcore, like Madball and stuff. But like it's
Mm.
almost like a modern day hardcore pride type track. Um, and yeah, then song 3, like I said, it's about my daughter, very near
Yeah.
and dear to me. And then 4 is American by Force. It's
Mm.
very important because it's always upset me that the greater world, yeah, they come here, they treat it like Disneyland, but they don't know the
Mm.
context. Like sometimes I hear from my mainland friends, uh, no, like Hawaiians like hate like tourists and stuff, right? I'm like, uh, not really. I mean, put it in the context. Like, obviously, understand generationally what the fuck happened here.
Mm.
This sovereign nation was stolen by the U.S. and then turned into a tourist mecca, which gentrified all the locals out. I mean, even before the gentrification, it was like they banned Lolo, they banned hula, like religious practices.
Mm.
It basically a culture's identity,
Yeah.
and then told them to just be silent and fucking wear these grass skirts that aren't even from fucking Hawaii. Um, so it was important, especially in hardcore. Like I don't think there's been a hardcore track or like about this,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, and especially like about my culture. Kanaka Maoli. I don't know if that's been. I don't think that's ever been mentioned in a whatever recorded hardcore song.
Mm.
However, it was important to me as a proud, I have some Kanaka blood,
Yeah.
and like, and hardcore does not have a Hawaiian voice at all. And in today's world in hardcore music, there is a voice for Latino culture, Asian culture,
Yeah.
Indonesian culture, not Hawaiian culture, which is weird to me.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Like I said, like I do this band like it might be my last. So realizing that cultural voice is missing, I was like, no, fuck that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna do what I can to push not only the Hawaii hardcore scene to get it out there, but also Hawaiian culture because it's so unique and so beautiful, and the world deserves to know about it.
Yeah.
You know,
I appreciate you
um,
doing that.
you know,
Yes.
yeah, it's like I don't, it's not like I'm trying to like stand on a pedestal and be like I'm the first one to do it. It's just like why has nobody fucking done this? Like
Yeah.
this scene has like unbeknownst to most, like out of Hawaii, has been here just as long as any other fucking scene in the U.S. and abroad. Yet people don't know about it.
Mm.
It's like it's boggles my mind. And the same thing with the cultural aspect. You know, like it's kind of um like it's very unique. And like it I just hope to it's like inspire native Hawaiians
Mm.
to like start bands and like start being
Yes.
proud of their culture, man. Like it needs to happen. Like we're in Hawaii. Like the world deserves to know about our culture, which is more beautiful than the fucking mountains and the beach views that most people here come for if they took the time to look into it.
Yeah.
But and because it was a silenced voice, you know, that's why the sentiment, like my mainland friends, oh, don't point hate like tourists. I'm like, no, you can walk up to the most moped out, you know, face tattooed big brother, and you could be like, yo, can you just tell me about your culture?
Can you believe my eyes when I saw your face for the first time? Show me so pure and innocent. The ray of the man world. You gave me a love that will transcend that which shone upon a burning purpose to push on through my hardest days. My dear, remember that whatever lies ahead. Break days come, you make mistakes, but they do nothing for you. Where you've been, rise back up and use the pain to want to fight and guide you. And if it ever feels like the weight of the world is on your shoulders, always keep your head held high. Never forget the strength that you possess inside. Whether in body or spirit, I will always be right by your side. Redemption for the vision rise. I'll be the cover you can find. Where you can find. Where you can find. And where my voice is just a memory that you need me. Hit play. Let all be right there. Wrong, break right.
Because we're not used to people coming here and wanting to really learn about this beautiful place. They're just here because of what, you know, one of the beaches and the mountains or
Yeah.
whatever. But unbeknownst to them, the culture is, you know, more beautiful and, you know, deserves to have a voice. Yeah. So that's four. And the fifth track is just about, yeah, relationship type stuff, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
that song was probably the darkest year of my life. So
Yeah.
I saved
Oh,
that
okay.
song for last, you know,
Sure.
for a reason. But
Yeah.
yeah, like I said, I mean, it's all intentional. Of war, you know, and you know, life is war. You know, we're always at battle. And mana, you know, that's the life force, the energy that you know we thrive on to get through that. You
Yeah.
know, so that's where of the war mana title comes from.
Nice. Any plans for like a physical release?
So yes, yeah. After a couple days after that speed show, Knives Out Records got back in touch with me, who put out the Demonstration Pacific Fury demo, and they're currently working on pressing CDs for the EP as well. So that's super cool because I mean, Knives Out Records is it's insane. Like if anybody has not actually, like, well, if you did pick up the demo of ours from them, you would know like the attention to detail.
Yeah.
But this is like not your typical like one page boring booklet with like a jewel case and then like CD. Like this guy, like Toner, Shelson Toner, this is a dude, just an OG hardcore dude that just loves hardcore so much and want like his attention to detail. Like the last demo, for instance, so 100 copies total, two versions, 50 each, hammer and nail version. Each had different layouts, like a vertical layout in one, and then a horizontal with
Yeah.
different pictures. And then this guy like literally like cut little holes in and like etched in like hammer and nails on each booklet and then each CD. Like cut out each booklet to where like if you have it, you would notice like right when you open up the CD, there's like the Ikaika mask. The Ikaika mask is cut out behind that system booklet, like for 100 CDs. Like the attention to detail that this next one's gonna have is gonna be insane as well. And you know,
Yeah.
collectible type stuff, the type of thing I guess you would kind of expect from a vinyl
Hmm.
if you're a vinyl collector. Super stoked to be working with him again.
Nice.
Um, and then of course, the next move for Ikaika will be, in Hawaii is a proper EP release show.
Yes.
Um, Definitely next on the radar. I just need to. I'm just waiting to hear on like the production aspect from the CDs being pressed of when those would be at hand here to book that show. So yeah,
Nice.
that's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be insane. I got a lot of interesting little plans for it.
Nice. It's gonna be the
Yeah.
Way to Sing guys again. Me, Nick,
Yep, yep,
Sai.
yep, yep. That's my Hawaii crew.
Nice.
Shouts to all those boys.
Oh, okay. Um.
Yeah.
So, like all the music, like performed on the recordings. That's all you.
No, so when first started again to backtrack, started with my homie Josh
Mm.
Couture. He passed away 2 weeks in. Who took over was Marco Santos. Shouts to Marco, man. This dude's like he's the other half like of Ikaika. Finished like 95% of the demo and then all of the EP. Um, so it's just been me and him music wise. Him on the instruments, me, the vocals and the concepts and everything
Nice.
thereafter. Um, but yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's just
Yeah.
been a digital project that for a long time. Technically, our first show was a benefit show for Josh that passed away, which was in 2024. We played on 2 days. Haywire was the first headliner of the first night. Our night was Madball, Death Before the Sun, a legendary show, piecing together, very family oriented, like piecing together members of his bands, his former bands, to make Ikaika stuff.
Wow.
Um, but yeah, it's been digital all the way up until now. Um, Obviously, Hawaii I've always known this is where this project belongs. And then finally, I had to get through the writing of the demo first to piece that band together. But luckily, I guess that coincided with Way to Sin ending. So, it was just I guess, perfect timing,
Sure.
perfect match. But yeah, no, yeah. I mean, I've been waiting to do these shows uh, for 2 plus years. And it feels like a dream come true to be able to, like, shit, now we can do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, versus everybody, like, shouts out the kids, like, like right when our demo first came out, 98% of Wahoo. Yo, you guys are playing? Yeah, kind of like piece the band together, in due time. But now, finally, fuck dude, like, we did it. Like that,
Yeah.
yeah, that first show was insane. Like, yeah,
Yeah, man. I like what you're doing, and thank you for putting Hawaii on the map in terms of hardcore here and all that with Ikaika. I love that. Hey, Gavin, I appreciate you. thank you for taking time, and thank you for
Of course.
being patient with all the technical difficulties.
Oh, no worries, man. No, it's fun to talk story and nerd out with somebody my age
Oh
on
yeah, yeah, for
hardcore, and
sure.
then and also get enlightened on what I missed out on music wise, since
From
being
here.
away.
Oh,
Yeah. So
sure.
no, man, pleasure's all mine, bro. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
I'll send you links to all these bands like to check
For
out and
sure.
stuff. Yeah.
Please do. Please do. Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. All right, man. Well, have a good night, and I'll
Uh,
talk to you soon, man.
yes, sir.
All right.
All
Peace.
right. Until next time. Peace.
Our culture can't just be ornamental and recreational. Our culture has to be the core of our resistance, the core of our anger, the core of our mana. That's what culture is for. What drives independence in all of us today is resistance. To resist what they are doing to our islands and to us.
This paradise was built while they tested bombs. I call along vain. Second lights, young adults, exploding bomb. Comprehensions with luxury views for the elite. And just your final communities. Our pride, like not device. Yet on purpose, putting on a disgrace. Illegally overthrown, 1893, by business, money, and greed in the name of industry. Forced annexation, 1898, no treaty or consent, only association. Hate. When does it end? Remember. Over a century on stolen land, a resolution came admitting their hand, but no apology could ever repay a native culture's sovereign claim. This is not America, yet we are American. By force, Kanaka, Malale, Bad